Oh, hi. You know what I'm doing? I'm playing with leaves. Look at my leaves. What else I'm doing is I'm going to be playing Leaf solo today. Leaf solo, not a Star Wars character, a new game from Weird City Games. And I am doing the solo variant for you. Take it away, me, after this musical interlude. Alright, so here we do have Leaf set up. We have the two starting leaves in the middle. You can tell that by the little swirly on the back. If you watched our unboxing, you would know that. Yes, you would. I have all of my leaves over here. Here are my 3 leaf cards I start my turn with. All my little baby mushrooms. I start as the first player. Turn overview with leaf actions. Over here, we have the North Wind deck. Their mushrooms. I'm covering their turn overview because they do things a bit differently. They start with 1 sun because I am starting on easy. Let's go ahead and get those little squirrels up good. If I was not on easy, they would start with 2 random animal cards. Speaking of which, we have our animal cards over there. We have the turn tracker set at where it begins for 1. Animal cards, as I said, the deck is over there. But I am the first player, so let's go ahead and see what I do. Alright, so I think I'm going to start by playing my Sassafras card. We're going to bring this up here. Plop it right in there. What that is going to do is that's going to give me 2 more leaf cards. So I got another Sassafras and another Tulip Poplar because it is touching 2 points of the green. It is also touching 2 points of the animals. So I get to come over here and take 2 animals. And I think I'm going to grab the hedgehog and another hedgehog. So you'll notice I'm going to put them on top of here to conserve space. They are not hibernating yet because they're not. They might winter down or flipped upside down. One of the hedgehogs, porcupines, whichever they are, does have an acorn. So I will grab one and plop it on my player board. We then come over here and we refill the deck. That is also now for the Northwind's turn. So they want to grab the Tulip Poplar, and they want to have it touching as much sun as possible, as many tips as possible. So, thinking that may be the best option, or that may be the best option. Right, so we'll be on this side because if there is a tie for the most tips, then it does prioritize red, orange, yellow, red, orange, brown, yellow, green. So we are going to go there. It's touching 3 tips, so it does not get a sun. However, it will get 2 animal cards and a sun from having that. So now we come over here, and what animal cards is it going to grab? Well, first off, it wants any that have acorns. So we do have Mr. Squirrel here has an acorn. He then gets another animal action. Now that he's got the squirrel, he wants another squirrel. Like so. Refill the deck. Got owl now and the bird. And that is his turn. Back over to me. Alright, I'm going to also do a Tulip Poplar. I am going to discard my extra one though, which is going to let me put a baby mushroom on this one. And we are going to sneak that bad boy in right there. Baby mushroom goes on it. So I am touching for 2 more leaf cards. A silver maple and a silver maple. I get 2 more animal cards. So I did see another hedgehog guy out here, so I'm going to grab that. And let's go ahead and grab the bird, seeing as there are 2 out here. Maybe I can get that. And then we, well, like so. Of course, now that hedgehog guy comes out. Maybe I'll try and get him before we are done. Alright, Northwind's turn as I did everything I needed to do. He flips one over. He's going to grab, I don't remember this name. I should have remembered him, but I didn't. He wants animals, and he wants to not touch mine. So, pretty sure he's going to go here and get a bunch of stuff. So, right in there. So, he's touching 2 green tips, which gives him, oh, sorry, he went right here. Because he didn't want to touch mine, he wanted animals, so his only 2 options were here and here. He is touching the most tips. He does not get a sun because he's touching 3. He does get 2 points because that's what happens when he touches the green one. And then he is going to get 2 more animals. Let's see where he goes with those. So there are no squirrels out. So he's going to go and get acorn. There's 2 of them. His card shows you're going from the left. So he's actually going to grab the hedgehog I wanted, which gets him an acorn. He's going to do another action. He again doesn't have a hedgehog out there, so he will grab this other frog because it has the acorn on it. Like so. And let's go ahead and replenish. Alright, so that was all him. Now we'll see what I do. Alright, so I'm doing the silver maple, and I'm discarding 2 to do a baby mushroom on it. And he is going to slip right in here and give me a bunch of actions. Let's put that little baby mushroom on him. So I do get 2 mushroom actions. My mushroom actions is I can place mushrooms down or grow them. I want to have at least a set of 4 mushrooms. That gives me the most points by the end of the game together. So we are actually going to, go this way. I had it right the first time. Nope, because we wanted him to possibly touch ours. So let's go there. So that was my 2 mushroom actions. I get 2 animal actions. Well, definitely want him. Go grab the bird. And for my other one, let's go ahead. There's a couple owls. Let me grab the owl. Gonna slide my stuff over here so I can get my owl. And then lastly, I get 2 movement up the tree. So the first movement here gives me a sun. And then I can choose, because I'm at a fork in the road, if I want a sun or a leaf card. There's plenty of options to get leaf cards. I'm going to go ahead and grab me a sun. There we go. And then before we forget, let's refill this deck. Like so. Birdie, birdie, birdies. Of course, those come up for him. Speaking of him, we go to his turn. Alright, he grabs a ginkgo. And he wants to put it by the animals. So there is no animal card. So, there's no animal leaf available. It's in the middle. So he wants to also then touch the most tips and try not to touch mine. So right here would give him 3 tips without touching any of mine. So optimally, or typically, you probably want to prioritize here if my mushroom wasn't there because it's on a red leaf. But because I'm on that red leaf and he doesn't want to touch mine, he is going to go right here. He does touch 3 tips, so he does not get a sun. So let's go over and see what he all gets. He is going to get 2 acorns. So he now has these 5. So we'll turn those in for a 5. And then he is going to do 2 tree movements. So his first one's going to move him up, and he's going to get a sun, which is not good for me. He then has the fork in the road. You look, he's going to take this side. So he goes up, gets a leaf card, and instead of a leaf card, he gets the point token. End of his turn, he is going to turn in these 3 suns to move up that marker, which is going to give him 6 points. So he's already whooping my butt. That's all right, because I'm sure I have a big move planned. I just don't know what it is yet. All right, so I think I'm going to do this ginkgo, because I want to get Sun and kick us to the frost so I can score my 3, and he can only do his 2, which is the best pointage for me. So I think we're going to sneak this one in right there, which will give me 2 leaf cards, which is good because I was getting low. I got a ginkgo back, and I got a tulip poplar. And then it does give me a sun. I am then going to spend the 3 sun to push up the round marker, which will give me 5 points and triggers the first frost. So in a frost, you are going to grab your creatures. He has a set of 2 that he's got, so they're going to go in the winter's den. I have this set of 3 hedgehog pines, so I'm going to turn those upside down and stick them in my winter den out of your sight, for they are hiding in their little winter den. And that is my turn. What does he have going on? He has a thing, a silver, something, I don't know. I'm not even going to attempt to say. So he wants cards. He wants to not touch mine if possible, while touching the most tips, which is probably going to be something like that right there. Keep forgetting to switch you over so you can see his leaf. It's probably going to be something like right about there, because he's touching green. He's not touching any of my mushrooms. He is touching at least 3 tips, so he doesn't get a sun for that. So first we are going to grab his 2 points for being on green, like so. Let me grab his mushroom, because he's going to do a mushroom action, which is to place it on his freshly placed leaf. Well, correction, it's after the first hibernation, so technically he would start flipping over mushrooms if he had them. He doesn't, so he places it on his first played leaf. Next, so that was his, why did I give him? Oh, because he placed this guy. So he did the mushroom, he got his points, and he does go up 1 more on the tree. So he continues on this way, and he gets another point. Let's clean his area up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we give him a 5. And, alrighty. That was not good for me. So let's go ahead and do the sassafras. I just like that word. And we're going to come down here. That's going to give me a few things. That's going to give me 2 mushroom actions. Let's start growing these so I can make sure I score points for them. And it gives me 2 tree actions. So I've already started up this path, so I go up here. I get a animal card. I'm going to grab my bird friend to make my set of 3, and I'm also giving myself an acorn. And then I have 1 more tree action. So I do jump over him, because we can't be on the same spot, and get to that acorn. So that is another point for me. He is up because that was my stuff. Alright, he's going to grab the big old silver maple, and he wants to put it on mushrooms. Not touching mine, but touching the most tips. So right now, that would be it. What was the exact order? His exact order is he wants to connect as many leaf tips that match as possible, the most number, and mine is the least. Or is the least one that he wants to do. So he optimally wants to touch as many leaf tips as possible, especially of the color that he wants to do, which is the mushrooms. So that's only going to give him 1. If you come over here, that's going to give him 2. So even though he's touching mine, I'm thinking that's what he would do. So we are touching me on 2 of them. So that gives me 2 sun because I have mushrooms on those leaves. And let's see what he all triggers. So he gets 2 points for the green guy. And now he gets 2 mushroom actions. So the first thing he's going to do is pop that mushroom up. And now the next one he's going to do is he's going to place this to try and start making a group going. And it has to have the most leaf tips available. So that one has none. This one has 1, possibly 2. This one has 1, 2. So this one gets the mushroom. And that is it for him. Alright, I don't have many options here with my leaves. So we need some leaf cards. We're going to go, I think, Tulip Poplar. And I'm thinking Sun, because I think I'm going to do another one of those. So let's start pushing this up this way. Or, yeah, because that way that'll leave that open. Or should I go this way? I'm going to go this way and hide it on. So that gives me 1 leaf card. So now I at least have 2 options. Gives me a Sun. I'm going to spend my 3 sun to kick up the track again, which is going to give me 5 points. And that was it, because that wasn't very productive of me. We go on to him. His card is the big guy, and he wants to go to animals. There is an animal one over here now. And I'm nowhere near it, so he wants to touch the most tips. I'm thinking that's probably allowed. And that's going to be 2. Yep, that's probably going to be his best option. He's connecting 3 tips, so no sun. And again, I forgot to push you on the leaf. I apologize. He went here. He's touching multiple things. All right, so he is going to get a point for the green. He'll move up 1 on the tree here in a moment, and then he gets 2 animals, which I never refilled. All right, so he gets 2 animals. So first he's going to look. He wants frogs. There is a frog. So he takes the frog. There is no porcupine hedgehog. So instead, for his second one, he's going to take an acorn. There's 2 acorns, according to his card. He's going to take the turtle. And that will give him an acorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. So let's go ahead and give him this 20 token so his board's not all crazy. So that was the 2 animals. And then we move him up on the tree. So he jumps over me and goes here and gets 2 points. That's where I want it to go. Not good. All right, so he did his tree. He did his 2 animals. He did his leaf. So we are going to try and do something just as good as he just did, but better. So I don't know if it's better, but it's definitely sunnier. We are going to do our sweet gum. And we are coming up here and matching all these points. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 sun. 1, 2, 3, 4 sun. 2 leaf cards. So that gets me a couple more. A poplar and a sweet gum. And that's my own, so I don't get a sun from that. But we are going to spend the 3 sun to move this, which I forgot to refill again. But that is going to give me 4 points. And it's going to let us do our next hibernation. I'm going to hibernate my 3 birds. He is going to hibernate his 2 frogs. There we go. That was all for me. So his next card. He is grabbing the ginkgo and wants to do trees. Well, the only trees are down here. So I think he's going to end up like that. Touching 3 tips, so he does not get a sun. He is, however, going to get 1, 2, 3 tree movement and a point. He is running up that tree. So looking at here, he wants to go that way. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, which for him is just 3 straight points. Give me 2 of those, and I will give you a 5 back. All right, with my freshly brought out cards, what are we going to do with them? All right, not sure if this is my best bet. We are going to do the Tulip Poplar. And I wanted to get some animals, so when I do the next hibernation, we're good to go. So I am going to put this here, which is going to give him a sun because his mushroom is on there. We are then going to get a sun because those points are touching, so it's as if my points are touching, and I get 2 animals. We are going to grab the owl because I already have one, and then we're going to grab the bird because it has the acorn on it. And before I forget again, let's go ahead and refill. Bird, acorn. I have Menace on mine. Not quite to 20 yet, and he's at 27. That doesn't look good for us. But hopefully this is going to be a bad move by him. Maybe not. So he's got the sweet gum, and he wants him some mushrooms. Well, I think to get the most points touching, he's got to come over and touch my mushrooms. Maybe. That would give him 3 mushrooms. Up there isn't going to give him that many. So 3 mushrooms it is. I think that's we're going to do it that way. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 mushrooms is what he does. So he grows this mushroom. He puts out another mushroom and will grow it. Probably on this one, because I think that has the most tips showing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, and he grows that mushroom. Alright, so I have 2 to play. Alright, so it is sweet gum time. We are going to sneak-a-dee in there. So that is going to give me 2 leaf cards. It is going to give me 1 mushroom action. Let's go with that guy. And 2 sun, which I now have 3 sun. So let's go ahead and push that there, which gives me 4, which is a 5, which means I can jump up to 20 points. Like so. Like this and like that. Yeah. However, we are 1 movement away from ending the game. And I have 2 sun till I can do that. But what is his card going to let him do? Uh-oh. That is a predicament. So I'm pretty sure the game's about to end. So he wants to touch sun with as much as possible, which I believe is going to be this right there, because that is going to give him 3 sun. So he gets 3 sun. Over to there. And he gets a mushroom. He doesn't have one to grow. So it will go 1, 2, there, over to here. And then because he has 3 sun or more, he does put it in, which triggers the end of the game. He gets 3 acorns. So we'll turn those 2 in for 5. And we go into the final frost. So he just grabs, technically, doesn't really matter. So he's just going to do the 1. I have the 2 owls. And then one thing you do check is how many animals you have to how many animals they have. We both only have 1 left. If he would have had more than me, he gets a point for every animal in excess that he has of mine. Alright, so let's go ahead and push this there, push my mushrooms off, push these up that way, and we are going to do the final scoring. Alright, let's bring his score markers over here so you can see what he has compared to what I end up with. Alright, so climbing the tree. Whoever's highest on the tree gets 6 points. That is him. So he gets his 6 points. I get 3 points. So I'm going to turn my other 2 in for a 5. Mushrooms. So I have 3 connected, as does he. So we both get 8 points. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 8. Animals in your winter den. So this is probably where I'm going to start getting them. So I have a 3, which is 6. I have a 3, which is a 6, so that's 12. And a 2, so that's 15. Turn to my other 5 for another 20. He's got a 1, which is 1 point, a 2, which is 3 points, and a 2, which is 3 points. So he gets 7 points total. So he's going to give me 3 of these to get a 10. And then he's going to turn those those and those in for another 20. Just when I thought I was pulling ahead. Alright, so that is all the animals. Sun tokens and leaf cards. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 2 points. He has 1 sun token. He doesn't get any leaf cards, so that is it for him. Alright, so he is at 40, 51. I am at 40, 50. So he beat me by 1 lousy point. Oh, I could have got that flipped by the end of the game. Well, that's the interesting thing about this deck is it kind of pushes it because you never know when the sun's going to come up. And that kind of works the same way as your opponent. You kind of see where they might be able to go to get sun, but you don't know if they're going to get it to turn it in and end the game as such. Alrighty. So again, that was Leaf Solo. Don't think I missed anything. It's an interesting solo one where you're kind of playing against yourself because you're trying to optimize their movements without messing with yours too much. Anyways, I digress. However, what I will ask before I fully digress away from this video is if you could please go ahead and like, comment, share, ring the bell, and subscribe. It makes me motivated to do more of these videos for you, and I hope you are enjoying them because as of now, I'm enjoying doing them. Alright? Until next time, you better believe I'll get him again.